All right, everybody. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Um, I'd like to say, thank you. Well, this is the Jonathan Podcast Show. I'm your host, Jonathan, of course, and I don't do this a lot. As you see, like I don't really make a whole lot of videos, but I look at a lot of videos, and so I look at a lot of people when they make videos, how they make a lot of videos for clickbait and try to take you take your money basically. I'm not gonna put name drop because I don't want to start no mess on the internet. Don't really want to start no mess on the internet. I want people to get their money the way they know how to get their money. But I'm just gonna give it to you like this. With me, I don't do this full time, so I'm not here to try to make money. I'm just doing this because a hobby and because I like to do this. I got a Monday through Friday job, so I'm working, so it's not like I don't have a job. I'm employed, so that really all that matters. But anyway, the thing I would like to talk about is um, how how people criticize how people criticize current current sports current um current NBA. How how they how they talk about current NBA compared to NBA like in the 80s and 90s or possibly early 2000s. How they criticize the current NBA, how they call it soft or whatever, the but the the reason that you call it soft is because there's no hitting involved. It's just skill based basketball. There's no enforcer. There's no enforcer. A guy that doesn't have no skill or no skill base. He's just out there to knock a nigga out, basically. He's just there just to knock a nigga out, just to slam them on their head. And that's not basketball. That isn't. That's the current basketball that's the basketball that I grew up watching. I grew up watching that. But at the same time, I got common sense to know that the game will change. Things change. People change. The world changes. Things are not what they were 20 years ago. Things are not what they were 30 years ago. People are not who they were 10 years ago. I am not what I was 10 years ago. I change. My whole logic of thinking has changed. Everybody's logic of thinking has changed. If you think the same way, if you 41 or 42 years old or 50, whatever, and if you still have that mindset that you had at 20 something, 19, 15, you didn't grow up. You really didn't. At 50 some years old, you should be married and have an adult kid. You should be married or have a adult kid or a kid that's in high school or maybe middle school, depends on like when you started. And you should be mature. So when the NBA changed the way they played, a lot of people called it soft. I'm not here to tell you that the NBA is soft, and I'm not here to tell you that the NBA is hard. The NBA is a freaking business, and the business is to sell tickets, and they want to sell tickets. Each owner of an NBA team wants to sell tickets. They'd rather sell tickets. The key is to sell tickets, not win championships. That's the key. I know that's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people because a lot of people didn't grow up. A lot of people in the 90s were 12, 13, 14 years old watching this, and then when they're like 40 something now, like me, and they're looking at current basketball and they're like how soft it is. Do you know how much the fines are? Do you know they lose a hell of a lot of money just by doing something that you feel like that you feel is necessary? They lose a lot of money just by doing that crap. And it's like they don't want to lose their money. They got families that they need to support. They got kids that they need to take care of. Yes, they got a lot of kids. Yes, they have a lot of kids to take care of. I didn't really want to make a long video, but I'm just sick and tired of YouTubers dissing these current NBA players. It's getting to a point to it's like, bruh, just chill. They gotta make their money. They can't fight all the time just because you feel like they soft, so they're gonna go out here and fight just to please you. They're not pleasing you. They're not gonna please you. For what? Or why they gonna please you? Who are you? Who are you? Tell me. Who are you? Who are you that they're gonna sit there and they're gonna like, oh, we finna go back to the style of the 90s. For what? They're playing ball to support their wives, their girlfriends, their kids, their parents. They their sister, their brother, they're not they're not they're not supporting you. They're really not. So before you talk about this current NBA South, would you go to your corporate job, or your city worker job, and because somebody said something crazy to you, you're gonna haul, you're gonna just hit them across the head? Are you gonna really do that? Come here, come here. Are you really gonna do that? Let's be honest. You're 40 something years old. You got a good job. I mean, it ain't no job where you're getting millions, but you're getting paid a hefty salary. You got a nice little house on the west side, of town. You live in a gated community, big house, nice house. You got your pretty wife, your cute, beautiful children, and you gonna give all that up, and you gonna give all that up because somebody called you soft. See how that sounds? Sounds ignorant. You think a basketball player that makes $150 million is gonna sit there and try to fight and throw their whole career up because of because some stupid old people or some stupid young people saying that, oh, you guys are soft. I'm not giving that up because of a fan saying I'm soft. F the fan. I'm not giving that up. For what? For what I'm giving that up for? For what? Answer that question. Why would I give that up? Why would I give up that money just to say, oh, the 90s are back? Who freaking cares? The NBA, you want to know something that's funny? The NBA wasn't even making that much money in those days. The NBA wasn't even making that much money in those days. The NBA is making a buttload of money now. So you think they're just gonna throw it away off of some negative people talking about that the NBA is soft and not physical? The NBA did that for a reason. And I do admit sometimes I'm a victim of this. No, not really so much of a victim, but I'm a person that I like, damn, I wish the NBA could get back to being like the 90s, but not to the physical point. I just want the NBA to get back to the big man. That's it. I don't mind the big man being skilled because this current NBA, I don't care about that. I don't care about big man being skilled. I just want the big man to be a factor in the game. I wish there was more big men in the NBA like Joel Embiid. Can shoot the three, can shoot a mid range, but can also post up. That's all I want. I don't like Karl Anthony Towns. I I feel like he's not a great player. I feel like he's a good player, but I feel like he's not great because his game is all about shooting, And I grew up in an era where big man's well, if a big man shot, that was a plus. But that wasn't all that the big man could do. But with Karl Anthony Towns, it seems like that's all the guy can do. And when you are a big man that all you can do is shoot, I feel like that's soft. Not necessarily soft at what he is. He's a star on the team. That ass soft. If he was a role player, then yeah. Could have been role players in the NBA that was just shooters. That's fine. Steve Novak, a role player for the Knicks, great shooter. Great, great shooter for a big man. Andre Banyani, role player, great shooter. But if that's all you can do is shoot, if you can't put the ball on the floor and go to the basket, post up, grab rebounds, block shots, do what normal big men are supposed to do, then yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve about the NBA. That's the only thing that I have. I don't care about the physicality. I don't care about the enforcers. I don't care about that. All I want is for every team to have a legitimate, good big man that you could throw the ball in and he could try to score. That's all. That's all. But Joel Embiid is my favorite big man of the NBA right now. A lot of people will say Joker. I don't really like Joker, but I respect him because he's a good player. He's a great player. I respect him, but I just don't like his game. He plays like a tall ass point guard. A tall ass point guard with no ball handle. Cause he's a big man. You know, big man's ball handling ain't like oh my god, like But he he's like a tall point guard with no ball handle. But yeah, that's my pet peeve about the NBA. Y'all can give me a like, a comment on what I was babbling about. But anyway, peace and love. See y'all later on the next round. Remember, this is Jonathan signing off. Bye.